everybody. Thank you for watching. Just kicking things off here Monday Night Live. A little look there at potential tornado storm system coming into Hot Springs, South Dakota. And we've had storms here today where I'm at. Storms all throughout the Midwest, and massive heat if there weren't storms around. We're going to be approaching 100 here tomorrow, triple digits, and that's been going on throughout a lot of the country. So stay cool. How you doing, everybody? Thank you again for watching. If you'd like, hop into the chat and say hello. And while you're doing that, hi, Sissy. While you're doing that, we're going to run down some stories here real quick. Our friend Chris, our guest on the show quite often, who's an expert in all things military, an expert in anti-terrorism, among other things, and Chris pointed out a couple of things that I had missed. The United States has put troops back into Somalia. Somalia's reelected their president. However, the public didn't do it. A parliamentary election. It would be like Congress installing Donald Trump here. Okay. That's what's happened in Somalia. The United States troops are there. The new Somalian president has welcomed them. And why do I bring this up? Why does Chris point this out? Among other things, we can't solve everything. The United States can't solve everything. And there are a lot of things going on. Iran is getting ready to either attack or be attacked by Israel. All over. It's about money. Okay. That was the other point that Chris and I always agree on. It always comes back to money. Iran and Israel are about to square off. China is threatening Taiwan. Of course, we know what is going on and has been going on in Ukraine. North Korea fired mortar shells into South Korea yesterday, and there was no response from South Korea or the United States as far as military action. There were harsh words from all across the Pacific and from America, but nothing happened, thankfully, to escalate it. Let's see what is on CNN real quick. We got a lot to talk about tonight. Of course, we're going to be talking about phone conversation I had earlier today with Othell Wallace. That's going to be coming up later, and going to be touching on what happened Saturday in Idaho. But let's see, 7 takeaways from the second January 6th hearing. I'm assuming those that are interested watched that. And if you're, basically they're proving that Trump was behind the conspiracy. Alex Jones built an empire on lies. Then some of his followers took things too far. We warned about Alex Jones on here earlier, many episodes ago. Showed the episode where he was possessed by a demon. All entrances to Yellowstone Park are temporarily closed to extremely hazardous conditions. Again, the weather. The weather is going to be a major factor. No matter where you're at in the country, this big heat dome is making its way to you. if it's not upon you already, or if it hasn't already been upon you for several days. Oppressive heat and humidity, really physically challenging conditions, okay, for everybody. Just, just a heads up. And speaking of heads up, let me go to this next page here real quick. Again, hello everybody. Let me jump over here. Hello Jay Morgan. Hello Thunder. Parias. Hello again, Sissy. Summer, how are you? Hot mess Summer. Thank you all. And if you're just joining us, hop into the chat. It's a decent experience. You'll find intelligent people there, which you don't find on all platforms. So it's an experience I'd recommend you try out. And if you'd like to leave me a message in the chat if you'd like to come on for a few minutes here towards the end. We're gonna open things up, and while I'm at it, before I go to our news roll, that's where we run through all the little news stories quickly. I'm going to have a panel, and I'm trying to get it organized. I've got a couple of people that have said they would like to come on the panel. If you'd like to be on the panel, we used to do these quite often and got away from it. If you'd like to be on a panel, let me know in the chat on YouTube. Okay. You can actually leave it on YouTube, wherever you happen to be watching, whatever platform you're on. If you'd like to be in an upcoming panel, we will record it in the form of a Zoom meeting, and then we'll broadcast it that same day. As far as what topics are going to be in the panel, that depends on who ends up being in the panel, to be quite honest with you. So without all that being said, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the share, hit the notify, all of that. And again, thank you all. Let's get to what is going on in the world news-wise real fast. Things that you may not hear on other sites, things that you may not hear, probably won't hear on mainstream media. However, they've been picking up some things. Breaking news this morning out of Dallas, Texas. Police shot and killed a person who had a gun this morning at a sports and fitness venue near Dallas. About 150 children were attending a day camp, and it is assumed they were going to be the target. This brings up the whole what do we do about guns thing, okay? And at some point we're going to have to get into what do we do about people, because we've always had guns, and we've had access to AK 47s going way back, AR-15s. Everything was stopped for a period. We'll get to that in just a second. This was from Ron. They sent Trump money to fight fraud, and he stole it. This is basically what came out of the some of the hearing today. $250 million was donated by small individual donors, some of them giving instead of eating, believe it or not. They sent him money to fight fraud, and he stole it. He took all that money, that $250 million, and funneled it into Trump hotels. He told them he would walk to the Capitol with them, then slinked away. When they were arrested, he didn't pardon them. He hasn't contributed a penny to their families or their legal defense. And they love him more. Cult. Something to think about. Just, that's what we do on here. Give you things to think about. Now, this talk on here a lot about when you're at events, head on a swivel, knowing your environment, because you never know when something is going to happen and what that something might be. Let's just look at this real quick. This was at the rally in Washington, D.C. this past weekend at the mall in front of the Washington. Okay, I don't know if you can hear it or not. He yells twice, "I have a gun."
We fight every day for our...
Now you see how long it took for the reaction from when the first screams happened. He jumps over up here by where he jumps over the fence up here by where people are talking, or where the speakers are speaking, the speaker's platform. And he jumps over and he says, "I've got a gun." And then again, he says, "I've got a gun." And I think he said, "I'm not going to shoot any children." And you see the amount of time. We'll go back and watch this real quick again. You see the amount of time it takes from when the actual words come out until people react. And then once people react, there's little concern for anyone around them. And you're just as apt to get trampled or get pushed over and hit your head as you are to get shot in a situation with this many people on most situations. So again, it's all about being prepared, being mentally prepared, being mentally aware of where you are, head on a swivel, just in case something happens, because too many times something is happening. Okay, there's a... See, all that's going on right up here.
We fight every day
and
for
this person starts to speak, and then the reaction.
Do not run! Please do not run! There is no issue here! Do not run!
Real strong black woman takes to the stage and tells them not to run. Do not run. There's no issue here. And there wasn't. The guy was taken away, which is shown in the rest of the video. I just wanted to point it out because it doesn't have to be an active shooting situation where problems arise. Okay. Speaking of which, let's go back. Sorry about that. One thing about live is when you mess up, everybody sees it. You can't edit it out. Here we go. We've heard talk about this, and in the past, I haven't even referenced it because it was blown out of proportion. We are going to have a crisis at the southern border. Here's a look at the people making their way towards the southern border. And this is not left wing, right wing. We're all in the same boat, no matter which one is controlling us. Those of us in the border, if we're not on least for the most part. What we're seeing is a mass amount making their way towards the United States southern border, seeking asylum, seeking the American dream, seeking prosperity, seeking things that, quite frankly, may not actually exist anymore to the rest of us that are natural born citizens, or those that were here before the civilization. Everybody likes this. Everybody likes to see what's going on in the media coming out of Moscow. This is a pretty long one. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to save this for tomorrow night because I want to get into conversation on the phone call today. The video from Saturday, I had a video from Saturday that had the breaking news of the Patriot Front, a group we've had on here. We showed their activities in Texas, in Arizona, in Pittsburgh or Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, in Washington, D.C., and now in Idaho. And 31 of them in the back of a U-Haul van. How they were stopped, and it was tipped off. Somebody on the inside gave the word so that they would be stopped. They were heading to a gun rally and then on to a pride event. So chances are whoever on the inside tipped things off, they saved some, they saved some lives, more than likely. And they stopped some damage and injuries, almost certainly. So the names, we'll just show the thread real quick and run through the names. These are the people that, and this is all public information. Those were the people. We're not trying to just showing you that it's for real, that they're not, because some people said it's a false flag event, that these people are feds and they're just doing it to try to take the guns, blah, 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 blah. No. Actually, these people didn't have any guns when they were stopped. Let's make that perfectly clear. They had bear spray, pepper spray, mace. They had batons, these steel things that pop out of when you press on them, they pop out and then they retract and you can hide them away. They had shields, body protection, and but they did not have any guns. They were on the way to a gun rally where the guns were, and got stopped before they got to the rally, and subsequently before they got to the Pride Parade. This is the Patriot Front. It's a white nationalist, white supremacist organization, self-proclaimed, formed out of a failed neo-Nazi group, Vanguard America. Thomas Rousseau is the leader. He was 19 years old. He founded the original white supremacist organization back in 2017. Patriot Front is known for its white nationalist ideologic, cloaked in red, white, and blue patriotism. Founder and leader is Thomas Ryan Rousseau, a paranoid, demanding, and self-avowed fascist, pining to create a white ethno-state from a bedroom of his father's house in Grapevine, Texas. These are not my words, obviously. I'm reading from a post. Patriot Front is noted for its unannounced, middle-of-the-night guerrilla marketing campaigns with smoke bombs, white gator masks, that last for a few minutes before they quickly disperse. That's what they've done in the past, and we talked about that on the episode we did Saturday. That episode is gone. There was a strike against that episode. That episode's no longer visible. That's why I'm spending the time I'm spending on the Patriot Front now, so that the information is out there. We talked about some of the human traffic potential going on during the beginning of Ukraine, when all the children were taken out. It's still going on, and it's being done through an adoption agency with links to Betsy DeVos, and it should give you something to think about. Okay. All right. This is what I wanted to get to before we talk about serious stuff. We need to have a little bit of lightheartedness, a little bit of goodness, if you will. So, if you're not an animal person, this may not seem like goodness to you, but if you are an animal person, this is kind of amazing. Let me read the successful ambush led by Sergeant Meow, which is right here, and this is in Ukraine.
Look, kitty, he's on the side of the road. Yeah, get killed for sure. Someone just, oh no, it's a whole, oh my gosh, I can't take you off. Oh my gosh, there's more. We got a kitten problem. And I'm not able to, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Who would do this?
That's the sad part. And they just keep coming out.
One. Hot diggity dog. Look.
So yeah, a little bit of feel goodness there, but at the end, he can't save them all, and there's a lesson there for us. While those of us that have passion and are trying to be good human beings, and would love to save everybody and everything we can. And that's a hard pill to swallow sometimes. 73-year-old man who showed up at a Republican event in a Black Lives Matter shirt, physically attacked and assaulted by Arizona U.S. Senate candidate Blake Masters. Sorry about that. I'm going to show this real quick if I can. It may not let me. Okay, this is Blake Masters. This is the 73-year-old white man who was wearing a mask, a Black Lives Matter t-shirt, and a button that says "I'm fully vaccinated." So they didn't like any of that, and I'm so glad to be finding out that so many of the people that I know that are Republicans aren't going down this path, and we'll just leave it at that. Representative Louis Gohmert said, if you're a Republican, you can't even lie to Congress or lie to the FBI agent, or they're coming after you. Isn't that the whole purpose? But yet he tells us our government lies to us, and then they don't expect any kind of reciprocity from telling us those lies. Just something to think about. So let me hop over here for a minute, and yeah, Summer can't save them all, unfortunately. Anybody want to hop on and collective tribal consciousness? Thank you for watching. If anybody wants to hop on, let me know over here, and I'll put the link out. If you'd like to be on a panel, we've got potentially one male, one female at the moment. It'd be nice to have another female, and or two, since I'll be on the panel. So if you'd like to do that, let me know, or you can email me at americandufus@gmail.com. All right. I talked this morning. Actually, let me back up. I was contacted yesterday. I was contacted on Sunday, and I was told Ozone wanted to speak with me. And my first thought was, it's not Ozone. It was a mistake. It wasn't Ozone. It was, it might have been OC, because I was on OC the Greats channel once, and we had communicated back and forth a little bit. And I read the text again, and it was Ozone. And I thought, I really didn't cover what was happening and all that, because there was so much going on so many other platforms, and there was people showing stuff and people saying stuff, and people going back and pulling out old videos, and people trying to say this is what happened. It was just and I totally backed off of all of it, until I was informed that there were people that were taking advantage of the situation. Okay. And that's the only thing I did, was get involved and say this, just be careful with your money, because this is what's being shown to me, and I'm telling you so that, you make your own decisions. That's all it was. That's all the involvement I ever had. Well, I take that back, because I put up a link to donate one time, and then I was told, hey, don't put that link up anymore. We're not sure about if the money's going where it's supposed to. So with all that being said, I was told Ozone would like to speak with me. Would I be willing to do that? And I said, yes, I'll speak with him. And the message was passed back down the line as it came up the line through various proxies, and it went back down and went back across the line, not up and down, but went back across to Mr. Othell Wallace. And he called me today, and I pretty much said in the previous episode everything that happened. We greeted each other. I said, I wish, that it was nice to talk to him. I wish it was under different circumstances. Of course, he did too. He said, that he was, he'd been aware of my platform for a long time and was hoping to get on, and then things happened. And we all know the things that happened. And those of you that don't know, you can find out. We're not going to rehash anything at all on here. And he told me, he basically just talked to me a little bit about how his life had been, and what happened with the money, and some of it got to him, and other sources, all of it got to him. Okay. And this, the positive out of that, if you can say so, is that he does have a legitimate legal team now that he feels, as of this morning, feels good about how things are progressing. And in order to maintain that legal team in order to help out his kids, etc. He had to get rid of his Instagram, got rid of his web page, and had to start everything over to make sure everything was legitimate and run properly. And that link to that website is www.othal, Othell, or Othal, .org, not .com, .org. Again, www.othal, .org. Okay. In the comments from below this morning's episode, someone had said they wanted to donate, but they were never sure. It was, there were too many scam things going on. And I totally understand that. We just basically explained, that was going on. And I was asked if I do talk to him again, and if I do record the conversation, because that's how we left things. The next time he called, we would touch base in advance, so I'd know when he was going to call, and I would record the episode and play it so that everyone could hear the message he had for everyone. And if that does happen, I will make sure that he is the one that puts out that website so that everyone knows it's legit. Okay. Outside of that, I'm not going back into the archives and digging up any videos. I'm not going to be doing anything that will in any way hurt or help either side of the legal situation, because that's not what we do. I believe everybody deserves a fair trial, and I know for a fact the better legal team you have, the more chance you have for a more equitable trial. And I'm not saying anything against public defenders, with the exception that I will say it's a fact that they are often carrying way too many caseloads and can't always devote the time necessary. So having a legal defense fund is necessary. So that's it. That's if Ozone and I, because we after the video aired, I got contacted. He wants to email and text back and forth, so I don't think he had any problem at all with the video today. And I don't know why he should, because we didn't do anything to change anything. We're just making you aware that there's a need and a legitimate path now to help if you're so inclined. So he and I will be communicating back and forth unless he says, let people know this. Those conversations are going to be private. And I do that with everybody that I message back and forth with. So there we go. That being said, that's it. That that's the whole thing. There's nothing else to it other than he respected the platform, and he knows the platform reaches other people that other platforms don't. So I thank him for that. Thank you, Sissy. There's a link right there. www.othal.org. So with all that, anybody have any comments? Anybody can't hear me? Can Can you hear me all right? I just now saw that from Summer up there. Can you hear me okay? I hope I didn't go through all of that and you not hear it. We went through some incredible storms here today, and then it got hot, and I haven't turned the air conditioner back on, and it is getting oppressive in here. So if nobody has any questions, okay, just when I was showing the border, okay. If nobody has any questions, if nobody wants to jump on real quick and give an opinion or something, I'm gonna go ahead and close it down for now. And you know, we normally do 2 of these a week, at least 2 of these lives a week, a little more extended live. This one's going to be a little shorter than normal, which is okay, because that means more people will watch the replay, hopefully. And you know, all of these social media sites, we don't own any of them. We're just allowed to be on here broadcasting. They all control how many views you get, how much exposure you get. The guy I was watching the tornado video, Reed Timmer. Reed was on the Discovery Channel. He's been on Letterman and Leno, and and they limit. He told me they limit him too. They know that, and I know it because I see how many views it says are watching, and then I can go to my what's it called, control panel, and I can see how many people are watching, and the numbers are always different. The numbers they show to the public are always a lot lower than the numbers that are actually watching. And it's so that when they put it on the platforms, it doesn't look like as many people care, because the bigger the numbers are, the more people want to see what it's about. And that's how they, but anyway, I thank all you social media platform owners and those of you working. I understand it. It's how the game works, and that's how incomes are controlled, not just on social media, but all around. And as we started out, we'll end out. It's all about the money. It's always all about the money, whether it's politics, whether it's church. Church is just a business. Okay. Now there are some good, wholesome, godly Christian people, and many of them aren't in a church. Something to think about. Tommy 2x4. Opinion about what? Opinion about what? My opinion about something? Collective tribal consciousness. I'm going to give you a couple seconds, Tommy, to let me know what you want an opinion about. News clip was good. He looks healthy. That's the main reason I put it out there, was so people could see. And he told me he told me the 3 channels that were in the courtroom on Friday. And that's basically what that was about. It was about, showing that he was there and he's okay. And, as good as can be expected. And he wanted me to let people know the conditions he was being held in as well. So we did all that earlier. Summer. Yeah, I was counting Summer as saying she'd want to be on the panel. So, yeah, I always enjoy talking with Summer. Who doesn't? I mean, okay. Sorry, Tommy. I'm getting ready to close it down, and I was just asking if anybody had any questions or comments or opinions on anything we've been talking about. And basically the focus has been a little bit of everything throughout the news, and then a pretty fair chunk on Othell Ozone Wallace. So hello, Olivia. And again, hello to everybody out there watching, whichever one of the social media platforms you're on. We appreciate you watching. And if you're on YouTube, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we're on. Otherwise, hit the follow if you'd like, if you're just kind of coming across this on one of the other platforms. And if you want to contact me, leave a comment if you're watching this on a rerun, or if you're on one of the other platforms other than YouTube. And you can email me at americandufus@gmail.com. So thank you all. Love you all. Thank you all for watching. I want to address an email real quick. Somebody asked me, why do you close out some of your programs, some of your episodes? You close it out with different, with different languages. And I have a lot of good people that, that watch this. Believe it or not, about 100,000 different people watch at least some of one of my episodes every month. And I'm incredibly blessed. Not all those people are Christian. I know I've got a lot of Christian believers that watch this. And I end with a blessing from the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And it's a sincere one. And I know I have some, I have people of the Hebrew faith. So shalom, salam to those that are Muslim, and a namaste to those that are practicing Hindu. And then occasionally I'll add a Japanese if I've seen that somebody from Japan has watched, or I'll say Mir, which is Russian and Ukrainian for peace. So there you go. That's why. Just trying to be inclusive, because our world, our nation here in America, our world in general is heading towards a place, whether you like it or not, of just incredibly bad things are going to happen. I personally think there's a lot of wickedness, a lot of evil in the world. It has been for a while. It's just really manifesting itself now. And good people, regardless of faith or of branch of faith, whether you're one of the Abrahamic, whether you're one of the whether you're Hindu or Buddhist, or if you're a Native American, or if you're an atheist, if you're a good person, we're all going to need each other as humanity. We can argue over who's going to be saved. We can argue over who's going to go to heaven. We can argue over if there is heaven, if anybody's going to be saved. We can argue over all of those things. But when push comes to shove, I think a lot of us are going to realize, man, we're human beings, and we're not going to get through any of this by ourselves, let alone all of it. So that's why I try to be inclusive. Okay. Totally agree with that, Olivia. Just keep in mind you grew up Christian, and probably people made you go away, if you will. Maybe you were right to go away because of what happened. It happens to a lot of people, and it's a shame. And that's another reason I do this, to show that there are alternatives to established religions, which are just basically businesses. All right. That's not the way it's supposed to be. Actually, if you look at the book of the revelation of Jesus Christ given to John on the island of Patmos, after, I don't know, the first 3 or 4 or 5 chapters in Revelation, there's no talk of the church. There's just talk of people, of followers. Okay. Because the church is destroying itself as far as an entity. It's less significant now because of the internet. People saw that because of the pandemic and the lockdown, and there are alternatives. There are alternatives, and I'm going to do more episodes. I'm trying to figure out how to do that. I'm thinking about just starting another channel that's just talking about faith, and just episodes about faith. I've got a few on here. Our modern world, how it relates to the Bible and things like that. I may just continue that series. I don't know. But I'm going to be doing more talking about faith and about interhuman relationships and spirituality, and the fact that that we all got so much more in common than we do the things that we allow to divide us. Thank you. I respect you as well, Olivia. Lady Rule, thank you. And again, I love y'all. Sincerely, I love you all. If you can help Othell. www.othal.org. It's not that I don't need to help, I do, but that's not what this particular thing's about. www.othal.org. I love you all. Blessings in the name of the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. If you're a fellow Christian, shalom, salam, namaste. I love you all. Nothing but blessings, nothing but peace.